Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I am your host, Blockchain John, with my co host, Jake Jabarelli, here to give you the top 10 daily stats as well as your crypto news of the day. All right, Jake, how has it been going?
Going pretty well. Thanks for asking me, John. We've had some really interesting day today. We did an interview with what was this LSJI 07,
Mm-hmm.
and then we did our crypto chill and chat a little out of order, but we still got it done.
Yep,
So
perfect.
just want to let everybody know that this content that we've been producing here is for entertainment purposes only. Any comments that we, our host, Blockchain John, myself, Jake, make, or any guests that we have on the podcast is not financial advice. All I got to say about that.
Perfect. All right, let's get started with your top 10 daily stats. Starting off with Bitcoin, settling at $66,140.38 with a 7-day gain of 4.7% and a market cap of $1.2824 trillion. Second place, Ethereum, settling at $4,692.57 with a 7-day gain of 1.4% and a market cap of $555 billion. Number 3, Binance Coin, settling at $658.42 with a 7-day gain of 1.2% and a market cap of 111 billion. I was going to say trillion, billion dollars. Number 4, Tether, settling at $1 with a 7-day loss of 0.3% and a market cap of $76 billion. Solana, settling at $241.51 with a 7-day loss of 3.5% and a market cap of $73 billion. Number 6, Cardano, settling at $2.07 with a 7-day gain of 1.9% and a market cap of $66 billion. Number 7, XRP, settling at $1.21 with a 7-day loss of 1.1% and a market cap of $56 billion. Number 8, Polkadot, settling at $47.16 with a 7-day loss of 10% and a market cap of $49 billion. Dogecoin coming in ninth place, settling at 26 cents and a 7-day loss of 0.6% and a market cap of $35 billion. And number 10, USD coin, settling at $1 with a 7-day gain of 0.2% and a market cap of 34, I guess you could round it up to $35 billion. All right, that is your top 10. Obviously, we got Shiba right there. Pretty close. Terra, Avalanche, Litecoin. Litecoin's been actually moving up a lot. You see that? Do you see that numbers, Jake? Look at
Yep.
that, 37%, dude.
Litecoin has been moving up.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot, quite a
I,
bit.
I wonder why. Have you heard any news out there
Yeah, I
about
wonder why
Litecoin?
it's reaching up towards its old maximum. I mean, I think it hit like 360, but 3.5 years ago. Is it 4 years ago? No, it's 3 years ago. Yeah.
Do you hold
I don't know
Litecoin,
what
Jake?
Litecoin's doing. I mean, there must be a bit. What was that new game that was created on Litecoin recently?
Light. Was it Light? It's a Fortnite alternative, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Light
about.
Night? I think it's called Light Night.
Light night. Yeah, light night. Yeah. So it might be that. It's actually finding a purpose outside of just a monetary, store of value. So someone's actually using it for something.
Yeah, I
It's
still
good.
have hopes for it. I still hold the Litecoin bag, and the reason I do is because Grayscale, they're literally selling their Litecoin, or they're allowing purchases of Litecoin for investors at 1,000% interest.
Wow.
So
Wow. Holy moly.
yeah, so that tells me that they already have a good expectation that Litecoin's going to surpass easily $2,000.
Oh wow.
Not financial advice, like you said, but hey, they
Yep.
know
I
they know
mean,
something.
you make your own decision. We'll tell you the news, and if you guys decide to invest in Litecoin, that's on you. If it goes up, great for you. If it doesn't go up, that's still on you. We're not trying to make. We're just trying to point out that it's not. It's not that we're scared of this. It's just that in the United States, unfortunately, financial advice being handed out on a regular basis is governed by a regulatory body in the United States. We can't actually give you financial advice, not because we're afraid you're gonna sue us. It's because we're not allowed to. We're just doing this for entertainment. It's just for fun, and we think of it as fun. We actually enjoy doing
Hmm.
this. So it's not. That's what we're trying to make a point by giving this disclaimer.
Awesome. The overall market cap is at $3.022 trillion, up by 1.7%. And your candies, of course, collect your candies. I just collected my candies. Yeah. And your rewards, here you go. I'll show you what's going on in rewards here. And back to you, Jake.
So remember, if you appreciate our content, as I think you do if you're listening, please like. We appreciate that. And if you want to continue hearing it, we suggest subscribing and hitting the notification bell. If you're watching on YouTube, we post every Wednesday and every Sunday. For the podcast explicitly, we've been doing interviews on Thursdays and every now and then on different days when time permits for those people who are doing an interview with. We just got done with an interview of LSJIO7, and we also got done just very recently with the Crypto Chill and Chat, which has now been moved to live Twitter or live spaces on Twitter. The nice thing about that is a lot of people can join. We can see everyone that's in it, and we record and then we broadcast that for those who did not get to participate. However, if you do like to participate, we appreciate you if you join us on Discord, not just on live Twitter. We also have a Patreon page. The Patreon page, you can get more content than just what's available you're getting from us right now. And if you appreciate that, we have sign-ups for $3, $5, and $10, and each one of those positions gets you more and more content from us, directly private content, because you're paying for it. But if you can't contribute that way, we also appreciate donations in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, and Basic Attention Token. All of the links for all of this information is in the description below.
All right. Let's head on over to decrypt.co to get your daily news. Go, Jake.
You want me to get the new DAO forms to buy copy of U.S. Constitution at Sotheby's auction? That's just brilliant. Constitution DAO, a new decentralized autonomous organization dedicated to the preservation of the U.S. Constitution, is planning to pool capital using an Ethereum smart contract to purchase the first edition copy of the historic document. Sotheby's is set to auction the copy on November 18th at 6:30 p.m. EST. Copy up for auction is valued at $15 to $20 million.
Wow.
It's sometimes referred to as the Goldman Constitution because it resides in a private collection of the New York-based Goldman family. Next, the document is one of only 11 surviving 1787 first edition copies. In 1988, S. Gordon Goldman purchased the Constitution copy for $165,000. Now his wife, Dorothy Tapper Goldman, is putting it up for auction. According to Sotheby's, Dorothy will donate the resulting funds to a charity in her name dedicated to furthering the understanding of our democracy and how all acts of citizens can make a difference. Julian Weiser, a core contributor to the Constitution DAO, told Decrypt that the DAO was formed to put the Goldman Constitution back in the public sphere. Weiser did not share with Decrypt how much has been raised so far. By creating a DAO, purchasing this Constitution copy with the DAO's funds, the document will become fractionally owned by each of its contributors. At the time of writing, the Constitution DAO's Discord server has around 5,500 members. We are grateful to Dorothy for keeping this important artifact safe and thrilled that she's donated the money earned from the sale to a worthy charitable cause, Weiser told Decrypt. Connor Swenberg, a protocol architect for Syndicate DAO and a contributor to Constitution DAO, wrote on Twitter that Sotheby's will accept an Ethereum address as proof of funds to participate in the upcoming auction. In the past, Sotheby's has occasionally accepted cryptocurrency as a form of payment, but a representative from Sotheby's told the department in New York BID's department in New York told Decrypt that the venerable auction house won't be accepting cryptocurrency as payment for the Goldman Constitution. This means that the Constitution DAO funds will be converted from crypto into dollars. FTX exchange president Brett Harrison offered via Twitter yesterday to exchange Constitution DAO's cryptocurrency to facilitate the Goldman Constitution purchase. In order to bid in the auction, the DAO will have to fulfill Sotheby's Know Your Customer requirement in one of two ways, according to Constitution DAO's supporter Alice Ma. Either a museum or an LLC will have to bid on the DAO's behalf. After the document is purchased, Ma wrote on Discord, the operating plan is to place the piece on loan for public display at that particular museum. Constitution Dow is looking into the Smithsonian, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and the New York Historical Society as potential homes for this historic document.
Interesting. Now, I'm kind of curious. It said, well, this is obviously happening in New York, right? And that's probably
Yep.
why they're converting the crypto to fiat, right?
Yep.
Just so they can avoid not getting bumped into the crypto bill.
The only thing that weirds me out, and this is probably an aside that has nothing to do with crypto, is the what does it say? She says it exactly. Donating the resulting funds to a charity in her name, quote, dedicating to furthering the understanding of our democracy and how the acts of all citizens can make a difference. Now, that's very generic. It does say charity in her name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So weird is it's basically it feels like she's selling the thing to herself.
So money
And
laundering.
no, it's not money laundering. It's just that the method I've seen with very wealthy people doing this before, and this is why I'm highly skeptical of what's going on here. It feels like it's a personal favor kind of action, a way for a person to get a lot of money built up for a thing. Now, it's obviously going to a charity in her name, but it's still a charity in her name, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she's basically selling a piece of an asset, rather. She's selling an asset to herself.
Yeah.
That's the thing that weirds me out. Yes, it's a charity. Yes, it may not be that she can touch the money, but it's just something that I see wealthy people doing on a regular basis, and even the Trump organization did the same thing too. They
Right. Yeah.
basically created an organization for themselves and then took the money from it for themselves, and that's actually illegal. Once you create a charity in your name, regardless, you can't take money from it. It's not your money anymore. But it's just a little weird to me. So I mean, it's neat that this DAO is existing, but it still kind of feels like a favor to the family and not
You're right.
just for
So
the
you
purpose
can't take money
of step.
from the organization, but you can still have the organization do you favors back in return, right?
Well, so the point of having a charity like that for yourself is to avoid taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Goldman family is very wealthy, and what they're basically saying is, oh, someone's going to basically pay our taxes for us by giving us or giving having us donate to, or other people are going to buy this from us.
Mm-hmm.
That money's going to go to the charity, but it's also going to be us donating something that's worth effectively $15 to $20 million. So
Right.
we're now going to, because we've just now donated $15 to $20 million worth of a thing,
Wow.
going to deduct from our taxes 15
Wow.
to 20 million
Boom. That
dollars.
that that the light bulb just went off. That's insane. Is this what rich people do?
So it's a way, it's a tax dodge.
Yeah, that's insane. Oh man.
Yeah, and it's been done by a lot of wealthy people before. This is not the first time, but because it's this big thing and it's out there in the open, and it's like, well, you're donating all this money. Yeah. Did you notice what I read? She's donating the money to a charity in her name.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. Good thing you
Like I
caught that.
said,
Interesting.
she doesn't get to keep the $15 to $20 million, but she gets to treat it like a tax write-off because she donated that piece of
Mm-hmm.
paper that's now worth $20 million, roughly, whatever it gets, whatever the amount of money is that it ends up being. And now because it's a donation, even though, but it's also in her name, which means it's in her control. So, anyways, if you don't understand what's really going on, it might sound like, oh, she's very philanthropic and very very generous, giving
Uh-huh.
all that money away. That
Interesting.
she's not giving the money away. She's just giving a piece of paper that her husband bought decades ago for
Mm-hmm.
way less money to an organization in her name that someone else is paying for.
So
So she's
now,
getting out of $20 million of taxes that someone else is footing the bill for.
wow. So now I just got to keep a closer eye on Oprah.
Well, I don't think Oprah's that bad, but wealthy people do tend to do these really weird financial transactions, which are legal. It's not
Mm.
like what she's doing is illegal. It's just
Right.
kind of it looks like a very generous thing if you don't really know what's going on.
Mm. All right, let's head
Anyways,
on
next news.
to the next news, written by Tim Huckey. This week on Crypto Twitter, Discord backs out of crypto while Twitter wades in. Let's see. This week on crypto Twitter, Jimmy Fallon joined the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT craze. Discord CEO Jason Citron hinted that the messaging platform will integrate with crypto. Then backtracked a few days later. AMC CEO Adam Aron flaunted the success of AMC's new crypto payment options, and many more things happened besides. Read on to see our weekly roundup of Twitter's crypto space. Okay, so here's a couple tweets. Packy McCormick, Discord, imagine a place. Okay, I'm guessing. Okay, all right. Here's another tweet. Probably nothing. Okay, so here you go. On Monday, Discord CEO Jason Citron tweeted a screenshot of what appears to be a MetaMask wallet connectivity feature inside the popular messaging platform's user settings. The tweet was a response to a blog post tweeted by blogger Packy McCormick, who discussed the ideas of a Discord native crypto wallet, an idea that was first appeared on Discord user survey back in August. McCormick was sold on the idea. However, Citron backtracked days later, tweeting that Discord has no current plans to ship this MetaMask integration. Reasons for Citron's U-turn are unclear, but it could be due to the amount of backlash and responses to his initial tweet. Many of Discord's core audience of gamers greeted the potential crypto update with cynicism, citing environmental concerns and oft-repeated taunt that crypto is a pyramid scheme. Oh, God. Come on, you guys. Here's some more tweets. On Wednesday, Twitter announced it was setting up a crypto team to explore decentralized apps. The team will be led by Berlin-based crypto engineering leader Tess Renierson, who announced her new role on the platform the day the news broke, saying, "I'm thrilled to share that I've joined Twitter to lead a new team focused on crypto, blockchains, and other decentralized technologies, including and going beyond cryptocurrencies." And here's a tweet from Tess saying, "I'm thrilled to share that I've joined the Twitter." Okay, blah, blah. We got that. Details of exactly how Twitter plans to get into dApps are scarce. However, the company mentioned that we're exploring ways to incorporate decentralized technologies into our products and infrastructure. On Wednesday's Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon interviewed NFT artist Beeple, who earlier this year made crypto history when he sold an NFT at an auction for $69.3 million. Fallon told the artist that he bought his first NFT an ape, which Beeple quickly surmised was a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. And here's a little video here from Bando. Okay. The following day, Fallon changed his Twitter profile pic to his Bored Ape Yacht Club avatar and tweeted permission to come aboard. And that is Jimmy Fallon. Oh, nice. There you go. You got it. Everybody has it now, huh? That's it. That's your symbolic image. That same day, the CEO of movie theater chain AMC flaunted the success of his company's decision to start accepting crypto for payments. Adam Aron told his 210,600 plus followers we're proudly now accepting, drumroll please, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, also Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal. Incredibly, they already account for 14% of total online transactions. Dogecoin next. Meanwhile, Coinbase added buttons to its application, enabling users to share price charts or images of their portfolios on Twitter or Instagram profiles. The move pivots Coinbase towards financial platforms like Venmo or Public, which have long integrated social media features into their applications. On Friday, a decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, called Constitutional DAO, announced plans to buy an extremely rare first edition copy of the U.S. Constitution, which is being auctioned through Sotheby's later this month. Obviously, we just read about that. The DAO has quickly attracted support, gaining 4,688 followers on Discord and 5,561 on Twitter at the time of writing. It's also getting a helpful hand from crypto exchange FTX US. Well, the exchange president Brett Harrison tweeted, "FTX will gladly exchange the crypto raised by Constitution DAO into dollars to facilitate purchase of the Constitution at Sotheby's." Obviously, FTX came up with some good crypto there, right? On Saturday, decentralized.
Yeah, they're getting a bit brought into the deal. They better into the deal from like,
yeah.
oh yeah, sure, we'll take that crypto.
Yeah,
we'll give you cash for that, no problem.
Yeah, take your monopoly money, man. Take it. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
On Saturday, decentralized lending platform protocol Cream Finance announced another hack. Come on, no, what happened? Finance announced its compensation plan to users affected by an exploit that cost the network $130 million in crypto. It's the third hack this year to hit the protocol. It published this announcement on Twitter and Medium. Quote, we will distribute 1,453,415 Cream tokens to impacted users. We are utilizing remaining Cream tokens within the treasury and removing the project's team's remaining Cream token allocation. There will be no further Cream allocation to the team. Ooh, that's scary, isn't it? While the payout will be proportional to users' proportions at the time of the exploit, it won't quite cover their losses. At today's rate of $56.95 to a Cream token, to promise payout amounts to $82,771,984, which is almost $50 million short. Yeah. Finally, today's news, the biggest upgrade to Bitcoin's network since 2017 went live today. Taproot boosts Bitcoin's transactions privacy and facilitates the implementation of lightweight smart contracts. It means transactions that require multiple signatures are now cheaper and easier to execute. Chain Code Labs engineer Peter Woolley tweeted, "The real work will be in building wallets/protocols that build on top of it to make use of its advantages. I'm very excited to see where this takes us." So, it's been a dense week for news on crypto Twitter. No doubt with a new crypto savvy team, the Twitter platform itself will become one to watch for dApp innovators in the near future. Discord probably won't be going there soon, though. All right. There was a lot there.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I agree.
I mean, it was one of those weeks. Like, seriously, this week, I don't know if you were into this, but I was probably in a dozen spaces this week, man. No joke. I mean, crypto's blowing up. There's so much going on. Can you believe it? I was actually in the same spaces. I felt honored to be in the same space with CZ of Binance. Get to hear him just talk live. You can only do that in Twitter, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat feature.
Yeah, I was also with who else was Gary V. I was with Gary V. He was chatting about his NFTs. I mean, everybody, you know, it's just booming right now.
Yeah, Twitter's making this kind of a neat tool available. They're competing with Discord in a sense, although obviously Discord has way more functionality than Twitter does. But it's neat to see that Twitter is going, hey, we can do live spaces and people can chat with their Twitter account. Which is probably what they wanted to do anyways. Anyways, continuing on to something else by Tim Haki. Trading volume on OpenSea doubles as Bored Ape Yacht Club sales spiked 900%.
What?
Yesterday, the amount of Ethereum traded daily on NFT marketplace OpenSea jumped from around 48 million to around 105 million, according to Dune Analytics. Last time the daily volume of Ethereum on OpenSea hit 100 million was October 15th. Back then, way back then, it was more of a regular occurrence. Things cooled off for a good month, but a sudden tenfold surge in sales volumes for Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs yesterday appears to have contributed to the sudden upsurge. Maybe it has something to do with Jimmy Fallon, maybe?
Yeah.
According to NFT data aggregator CryptoSlam, the sales volume of Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs went up 900% overnight, while sales of spin-off Mutant Ape Yacht Club are up 1,100%. Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is so easy to say, is a collection of 10,000 NFTs that was launched back in April. Each image is a portrait of a cartoon ape generated from a combination of 170 possible traits. The NFTs are stored on the ERC-721 tokens on Ethereum. The NFT project has received heavyweight backing from the pop world recently. It started last week when Rolling Stone magazine partnered with BAYC to release 2,500 limited edition paper zines, each with a Bored Ape on the cover, or paper zines, because it's like magazines, paper zines. On Wednesday, a digitized version of the magazine was put up for auction as an NFT on Super Rare, alongside another alternative cover inspired by Mutant Ape Yacht Club, a similar collection of 20,000 NFTs launched by BAYC's creators back in August. There is currently still a day and a half left to bid on them. And here are some of their imageries if you're watching on YouTube. On Thursday, Universal Music Group, otherwise known as UMG, the second biggest label in the world, announced that it would be forming a Gorillaz style metaverse group called Kingship. The avatars for the group will be based on the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs owned by the collector Jimmy or J1MMY McNeils. Fans are expected to see Kingship performing in virtual world settings and releasing more NFTs as the metaverse expands. The group will be managed by Nicholas Adler, who currently manages the crypto-friendly Snoop Dogg, and its music will be put out on a subsidiary of Universal called 10:22 p.m.
Hmm.
Guess the time, 10:22 p.m.
Okay.
Probably when it was created. In a similar piece of news, legendary hip-hop producer Timbaland announced on Friday that he's starting a metaverse band composed of BAYC avatars. To tie in with the project, Timbaland is also setting up an Ape In Productions (AIP) in the new company that will produce music and animations for the project. This is sounding an awful lot like Gorillaz.
Hmm.
Basically, it is. It's a knockoff. The company will release its first single as an NFT on Wednesday. The song is called Apeshite, or
Hmm.
APESH apostrophe T, and it's performed by a band called The Zoo. Post a tweet regarding it.
Okay.
Finally, NFT collector and Puff Yaddy
Puff Yaddy,
tweeted
really?
in the yes, Puff Yaddy, exactly,
That's funny.
tweeted in the news that BAYC creators Yuga Labs filed a trademark application with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office of the USPTO for the word APE, used in the cryptocurrency online games, computer software platform, and development of the custom blockchain software. No doubt BAYC and MAYC NFT holders are going apeshit.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think
this
that's
is a
gonna
whole lot of stuff.
pass, dude. There's a lot of stuff here.
There's a lot of stuff in this, but it's funny because I actually heard this news yesterday. I think it actually been hit. I don't know if it was the day before. I don't know if it was Saturday or if it was Friday, but from one of my favorite podcasts to listen to, Internet Today, they actually went all ape shit on it as well. Um, I know that Ricky and Elliot, I believe Elliot's not super fond of it, but Ricky is really hyped up on the idea of NFTs and crypto, and so it's funny to watch the banter between the two of them on their own show. I know I'm basically talking about another podcast that we effectively are competing with, but I really like those guys. I've been watching them for a long time.
Mm. Puff Yeti. What was that other one here? It was 10:22 p.m. I kind of want to talk about that. I have a feeling that Snoop Dogg's team probably forgot to put a title when yeah, when they made their crypto friendly. I'm assuming NFTs. Like let's just call it the timestamp 10:22 when we minted it. That's funny.
It actually sounds like a marketing company because there's a lot of marketing companies that take their name from the number of the building that they're in.
Uh huh.
So you could have a 160 Spirit Street or 160 Bay Street or something. It's just where they happen to exist. There's the thing that's so funny about it is most marketing firms are super original, and so it's really unoriginal for them to just take whatever the name of their address is as their name of their company. It's like when you move buildings, can you keep this? Can you keep the name of your company still?
Yeah. How does that work?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, here we go with I guess the last news of today, written by Decrypt staff. Bitcoin's biggest upgrade since 2017. Taproot just went live. A long-awaited upgrade to the Bitcoin's network is finally here. The new protocol, Taproot, preserves privacy on the Bitcoin blockchain by obscuring complicated transactions. It also makes them cheaper and more lightweight. The upgrade, which was locked in on June 12th, it's 7 years in the making. It combines complex transactions with simple ones without bulking out the blockchain. Taproot does this by replacing Bitcoin's current signature protocol with Schnorr signatures. These are faster signatures that boost Bitcoin's transaction privacy and makes it easier to implement lightweight smart contracts. This is provisionally good for Bitcoin. It will make multiple signature transactions, which require several signatories to OK a transaction at once, cheaper and easier to execute. Making better use of Bitcoin's finite space makes the blockchain more scalable too. Taproot is the most significant upgrade to Bitcoin since SegWit in 2017. SegWit fixed a host of bugs, allowed for more transactions to be stuffed into each block, and laid the groundwork for Layer 2 payment channels such as Lightning. Today's upgrade signals a most behind the scenes change for now. The march of today was kicked off when Taproot was activated in June. Then the network instigated a waiting period for all nodes to upgrade to the newest version of Bitcoin Core. But as with all things on Bitcoin, the upgrades are meaningless unless a community makes use of them. Now it's up to the developers to build on Taproot. So congratulations.
We've been talking about Taproot. Taproot's been on our tongues for a while today. We've been talking about it since last night.
Yeah, yeah, that's the trigger word right now. Taproot. Everybody wants Taproot now. Taproot. Make an NFT called Taproot.
Yeah. I think it's like they say, it's dependent upon people who are going to make use of Taproot, but
yeah,
not entirely a bad thing because everybody's using Bitcoin for its store of value.
Yeah, I was actually in Spaces last night, and they were talking about Taproot, like you said, Taproot, and I said, it's nice that it's happened right now, right? It's nice that we got it finally in Bitcoin. It's been a long time in the making, but it doesn't really mean anything if nobody really integrates Taproot in their wallets. Like there's all these Bitcoin wallets, literally everything that you can imagine that's a crypto wallet will traditionally have Bitcoin with it, right? No, they have to upgrade their wallets to have that Taproot feature built in, right? All these exchanges need to have these as well, right? Are they going to do it? Yep. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the obscurity feature of Taproot is kind of, I think, going to be a concern with these exchanges. So maybe they won't even allow that.
Well, I mean, anybody who wants privacy will enable it, and anyone who can't, because the U.S. government is getting on their case about it, probably won't.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm sure some people will do it.
Yeah.
It's like what happened with HTTPS versus basically secure web versus not secure web.
Mm-hmm.
Once we found out that the Patriot Act was going to get into everybody's pants on this, most of the companies were like, no, we don't want to lose customers that are outside this country. In fact, we don't want to lose them in this country. So we're going to implement secure web.
Yeah. And now pretty much everything is secure web.
At some point, yeah, if you're not, your browser's going to give you a warning about it. But in the very near future, I can definitely see a lot more people heading over that direction when they realize, oh, wait, you mean the U.S. government can't do anything about it? Okay.
Yeah. Any other articles you see here that look really good? Let's see here. Why Aave V3 new portal feature could be a game changer. Sounds pretty good. Timbaland launches production company for Bored Ape Yacht Club. Bored Ape NFT owners. Grayscale. Let's see. The Collector. Why People Pleaser's latest NFT art is on Solana, not Ethereum. Ooh, hey, how about that, dude? You want to read that? The Collector.
The Collector from Andrew Hayward. People Pleaser's latest NFT art is on Solana, not Ethereum. Artist People Pleaser, aka Emily Young, is one of the standouts of this year's NFT market boom, including designing the cover of Fortune magazine and then selling it as NFTs. Her work was previously launched on leading NFT platform Ethereum, but now she's expanding onto rising competitor Solana with the drop of an inventive new project. Launched this week amidst the Solana Breakpoint conference in Lisbon, the Collector by People Pleaser created a collaboration with Cloud Eater Studios and Solana Metaplex protocol spans 500 total pieces, including 3D ducks, buildings, UFOs, and more. Individually, any one piece might seem simple or mundane, but if one wallet collects all 13 unique items in the set, they can ultimately choose to burn or destroy them all in exchange for one of just 15 total limited edition animated 3D cityscapes, 3 designs with 5 editions of each. People Pleaser told Decrypt that Collector was designed to be like a metaverse Animal Crossing, where players collect different assets based on the recipes to craft items as an upgrade. Nintendo's Animal Crossing game series encompasses low-life simulations with cartoonish images and online social play. The latest version on Switch, released at the start of the pandemic in March 2020, became a pleasant quarantine escape for tens of millions of players. And here's a visual of that. Visually, the collectors, that just gets annoying after a while, city scenes capture a bit of the Animal Crossing vibe with an isometric overhead view of the animated 3D setting. People Pleaser said that the project's look is also inspired by a previous piece of hers called, quote, A Whale's Dream, and pulls visual cues from Lisbon and the Solana ecosystem. Debuting a project on Solana is new for People Pleaser, but she suggested that it was a long time coming. I'm curious about the other blockchains and how NFTs work on other chains, as well as the market audience and how it may differ from Ethereum, she said. Furthermore, Solana Labs COO Raj Gokul is a longtime supporter who first asked her to collaborate in early 2021. On top of the shift to Solana for this drop, People Pleaser also tapped a different kind of method for selling the quote the collectors NFTs, adopting a format called the Fair Launch Protocol. It's designed to avoid a rush of buyers flooding in at the same time to purchase a limited number of NFTs, while also letting the community determine the price in a decentralized manner. The process initially has prospective buyers place a bid at what each believes is a reasonable price for a single NFT, and the median bid is ultimately set as the fair launch price. In this case, it was one SOL, or around $240, as of Wednesday's launch. The pieces are currently selling on the secondary market for around 5 times the launch price. Sounds like Supreme, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Any bidder who puts in one SOL or higher automatically receives a raffle ticket. 500 winners were chosen to complete the transaction. Automatic refunds are provided to bidders who did not win in the raffle, while those who did bid more than one SOL were refunded for the remainder. Anyone who bid less could opt into the higher price to enter the raffle. Or, regardless of the outcome, each bidder also paid 0.1 SOL fee that goes to charity. With 5,568 total bidders, the fees generated 556.8 SOL, or about $127,000 as of this writing.
Wow.
People Pleaser has asked fans in a collector community Discord server to help figure out the best way to donate these funds. She previously donated more than $650,000 worth of ETH to charitable causes focused on preserving free speech, thanks to the sales of the Fortune NFTs. That sale generated $1.3 million worth of ETH in total, with the artist and publication collectively donating half of the proceeds across 4 chosen organizations. Solana's NFT ecosystem caught fire in late summer with the platform providing an alternative to Ethereum with low fees and rapid transaction times. Leading profile picture collections like Degenerate Ape Academy and Solana Monkey Business have helped drive hundreds of millions of dollars worth of trading volume on Solana over the last 3 months. People Pleaser is one of the better known artists in the NFT scene, emerging earlier this year when her work for DeFi protocols hit big during the initial early year NFT market boom. Her video ad for decentralized exchange Uniswap, sold as an NFT, were $525,000 worth of ETH in March. It was purchased by Pleaser DAO, a DAO formed by fans to collect her artwork, also, along with other NFTs and unique cultural artifacts. In addition to the Fortune cover and NFTs, People Pleaser also recently partnered with musician Steve Aoki to launch Please Aoki 1, a collective vault that collects NFT art from female artists. Aoki also announced his own separate Solana-based NFT initiative this week with comic book artist Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn.
Yes, my guy, dude. That's my guy. All right.
So yeah, this is just another reason for more art on yet a different platform that's not Ethereum, and of course it is much cheaper to purchase if you are interested in it.
It is, but
Or
what do
much
you?
easier to move.
Yeah, but what do you think about this buzzword that's going on? That's, I guess, being attached to Solana. That it's a corporate company. It's a corporate investment, and it's very centralized.
It is. It was funded by a bunch of corporations, so it was
Hmm.
just an attempt to I don't know if it was an attempt to topple Ethereum or it was just an attempt to give something as an
Right.
alternative. But I'm a little hesitant on Solana, but it's not so much different from Hedera Hashgraph. I'm not saying Hedera Hashgraph is fully centralized, but it isn't a fully decentralized ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was still formed by one person. It's still proof of stake, and these are what Solana and Hedera effectively were. There are other attempts now. If we can find a coin or a token that can do the same thing and is literally fully decentralized and no one owns it, hopefully that system doesn't become corrupt either. Because that's one of the things that's concerned me about ownership of DAOs is it still becomes something of a collective, right? I mean, it's supposed to be a collective, but is it a collective of different people or is it a collective of like-minded people who are only interested in themselves?
Hmm.
So,
Good point. All right, let
I
me
mean,
see if I can find.
I
Go ahead.
don't even know if it's possible to foster the idea of altruism.
Hmm.
If we could develop a coin or a token that mandated altruistic people, how do you mandate altruism? I don't even know if that's possible. So
Yeah.
it would be amazing, but I digress.
Let me go ahead and read this. Let's make this the last news of the day. Written by Stacy Elliott. Grayscale's bet is paying off. Mana climbs 253% in 2 weeks. Man, if you got some mana, you're making some bank. Do you have mana, Jake?
I have some mana, yes.
So you're making some bank. All right.
Yes, I mean, and the irony is that I have my mana stored on what's
Grayscale?
it called, Celsius.
Celsius. Nice. Awesome. Great. Yeah, cool. Early investors in
By
Meta
John's book.
by my book, yep. Early investors in metaverse plays are today reaping large rewards, including the biggest asset manager in crypto, Grayscale. Grayscale CEO Michael, how do you say that?
Sun and shine, sun and shine,
Sunnyshine,
sun and shine.
Sun and Shine, who spoke at the
There you go.
Decrypt and Yahoo Finance Crypto Goes mainstream event earlier this week, said the firm has seen strong receptivity to its Grayscale Decentraland Trust. As a passive, I didn't even know that happened. When did that come through?
You just read it, right?
Yeah, as a passive way for investors to get exposure to the metaverse. The metaverse pairs the virtual world and character building mechanisms of games like SimCity and Minecraft with a native currency that can be traded for other cryptocurrencies or sold for fiat. For Decentraland, which runs on the Ethereum blockchain, the currency is mana.
Bird dog.
Yep. It can be used to customize avatars and purchase parcels of virtual land. Oh, that's another thing. I want you to talk about this afterwards. To try to have people understand and understand what this virtual land is and why it has value. I mean, it's not real. It's not real. Why are you people paying millions of dollars for this stuff? We'll talk about that after. The token,
Yeah.
the token got a huge bump following the news that Facebook had rebranded itself Meta and announced its intention to be one of the prime developers in the metaverse. Shortly after the announcement, Mana set an all-time high of $4.11. But for investors who don't necessarily want to actively manage an Axie Infinity account or build or sell scenes for Mana, the Grayscale Decentraland Trust has been an attractive way to get some exposure. So that is one way investors can think about putting money to work in an asset that is going to potentially appreciate with the rise of the metaverse like Decentraland itself, he said. That's just one of several applications. We're always scouring the landscape looking for other assets we can also bring to our investors. Earlier today, Mana, the native currency of the Decentraland virtual world in the metaverse and the sole asset behind this Grayscale Decentraland Trust, was up as much as 28% over the last 24 hours. The more recently settled to $3.29, a 20.6% gain over yesterday. Over the last 14 days, Mana's price has increased by more than 253%, according to data from CoinGecko. The Grayscale Decentraland Trust launched in late February and currently has $49.2 million under management. It gained 943.8% since inception and 235.9% in just the last month. Sunshine sees the metaverse as a disruptive Web3 upgrade to the way people have experiences on the internet, separate from the e commerce and social media tech giants that have ruled the Web 2 era. Their philosophy
Philosophically.
their philosophically is going to be a disconnect whether or not individuals and users want their metaverse experience captured, recorded, and monetized by centralized platforms, Sunshine said. Or, in fact, those experiences are going to move to more decentralized applications where the value and experience of what is owned is backed in the hands of the individual. Yeah, and that's the concern, right? That's the concern about Facebook and Meta. All right,
Yeah.
let's talk about it.
As far as the question of Decentraland being this virtual space, I mean, I know I haven't talked too much about it. I think I've mentioned it once, particularly in the Crypto Chill and chat, about my investment in Upland. Um, the the questions are whether or not this virtual space is has value. And I think I could take an example of almost any one of the games that Facebook or any other company has ever produced. Let's just use Farmville because it's something that a lot of people know about. It's been around for a very long time. Farmville was, a farming community game. You could play and develop your own farm, right? Produce food and you could actually win things by being the most productive person in the space on the farm. Now, there's lots of games like this on there, both on Facebook and on Android and iOS. And you can put money into those things. Now, people recognize that you can buy tokens for these games in order to boost your functionality or to win the little mini games that are played in those spaces. And they don't really think too much of that as being a weird thing. You pay whatever your local currency, fiat currency is, euros or US dollars or whatever, um, and buy the coin or buy the tokens and use those tokens to boost your gameplay. Um, the difference with the furthermore, I think with actually I know with crypto is that you can then invest in digital properties like you could in the farm, and then now you own that. Well, in the game that Facebook created,
Mm-hmm.
actually Zynga created for Facebook, um, you couldn't really own the farm. You could play the game and buy tokens that would help you play the mini games in the farm game, but you couldn't really own the farm itself. Right? It wasn't for you to own. You were just playing it as a game. It was just for fun, entertainment purposes only, as we say. With crypto, you can actually own the property or the virtual, physically, the visualization of the virtual property. You can own that. Now it's yours. You have this code that's attached to the blockchain, which is now owned by you because you paid for it and you handed the money over, and they give you the address, and now it's your space. Now there's the Decentraland digital environment
Mm-hmm.
is no real different than that. You can go into it. You can virtually visit it through using your avatar to walk around in that space. Um, and you can visit those different places within that space. And people have already bought up all of Decentraland. It's already owned by many different companies. And there's all kinds of activities to do in there. Particularly, you can go to conferences, you can go to raves, you can go to talks. There are games to play. There are all kinds of art, decorations and such to visit and visualize, both three-dimensional and three-dimensional interactive. You can teleport around in space, as opposed to it being like a game where everything is competitive. It's like a conference space. It's just for going and seeing. Now, obviously, there are games, and you can play those games as needed, just like Farmville. But um, the ability to own and to participate gives you a monetary incentive. No longer is it just for entertainment purposes, but you can actually own this. I mean, yes, you can think of money as entertainment. I'm sure plenty of people do, but it gives you the opportunity to uh, take something away with you or take some ownership recognition away with you when you leave. You're outside in the outside environment. You're like, hey, I own that block of space in that digital environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's not a physical space. Yes, you can't physically go visit it like you can in a place on Earth, but it still has a value in reality. And as long as the blockchain continues to exist, it will continue to have value. So, I mean, I've tried to make the analogy to this to people who understand the basis of fiat currencies. I mean, our U.S. fiat currency went off the gold standard 50 years ago, and so the fact that U.S. dollar even has value at all is really just a property of the fact that millions of, or rather billions of people on the planet believe it does. If those people suddenly disappeared, yeah, U.S. dollar would be useless. But if those people disappeared, we wouldn't really have much need for the money in the first place. So the 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 argument is always this, well, it's not real, so it has no value. So when was the last time you actually paid with actual dollars or euros?
Well, okay,
Took out
so
the
that's
and
what I
paid something.
wanted to. That's what I
Nobody
wanted
does
to
that
talk.
anymore.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. Is that I had this conversation yesterday, one of those like real life in person conversations, not somebody like you talk to over the internet. So I'm sitting with a friend of mine, and I'm having this conversation, and he's not convinced that digital assets are the thing to get into. He's always been about the physical paper, about physical property, uh, anything physical. If you can't touch it, it's not real. He doesn't
Not
care.
real, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
So I showed him a video of it. I just literally just did a quick top selling NFTs on YouTube. Like here, I want you just to see this just to show you that it's not it's crypto does have value in regards to fiat. Here's a video. And literally, these assets are going for hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And I'm just letting him watch the video. And at the end, he's like, "Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they have value, but it's not real." It's like, God, come on. Yes, I get it. I get it. So, would you consider getting into it? No, because it's not real. It's like, what? Oh God. So that's what I'm trying to like. I want to have him understand that there
I've
is
said this before.
yeah.
You and I had this discussion early on when we very first got in, we first met actually, like a year and
Mm-hmm.
a half, almost
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago. You asked, why can't I convince people that this is real and this is valid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crypto. Yeah.
And it the analogy takes a sidestep to something else. If you know that there's a, it's going to use this as a fantasy example, but it's still a fantasy. It's still a good example to drive home the point. If you know about this thing where you can go into a closet and visit a mystical land called Narnia,
Oh yeah.
where there's talking animals and you can become a king and live an entire lifetime, you're really not going to be able to convince people that it's real, even if you take them to that place. There are some people who just don't get it. You're not going to convince them no matter what you do, no matter how much proof you provide. Because as the adage goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink.
Hmm.
So if a person, you want that person to join you in your new reality.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not ready for it, they're not going to do it no matter how much proof you provide to them. They have to decide for themselves that it's real and valid. And until they do, they're going to be missing out. And that's not your fault.
Yeah.
As hard as it is to watch a person flounder and struggle, even though you've provided them all the good things they could possibly have, it's
And
right there.
and
Just go ahead and take it. It's right in front of you. What? Go. It's right there. Nope. Nope. I don't believe it. I don't understand it. Doesn't make sense to me.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See. I guess I'll see you later when you finally figure it out. It's not your fault. It's just they don't get it, and there's nothing you can do to change their mind.
Yeah. And I told this
I think
person,
the way.
I told this
But
friend about Bitcoin when it first came out. Uh, well, when I first found out about it, and when I felt confident enough to talk about it, I think the value of Bitcoin at that time was around $800 to $900. And I said, you got to get into this, put a little money into this, $100. I mean, you're gonna make some good money in the near future. This is fantasy money. It's fake. And it goes
mm-hmm.
up to I think 10,000. Oh, it's illegal terrorist money. It's like that. That's not something I want to affiliate with myself with. Okay, and it goes up to 20K. And it's like, oh, there's investors out there, but yeah, they're just nothing but like low class investors. They're not really into it. They're just gonna just it's a pyramid scheme. I think that's what he said at 20K. It's a pyramid scheme. And now it's up to this level, and now there's so many different cryptos and assets out there. It's like, yeah, it's obviously, and now he's saying that it's obviously part of society now, but it's still fake.
Yeah,
Um,
you're not. It's unfortunate when you run. I mean, especially when, let's say it was a person that was a relative or a parent or even a grandparent or something. You're like, I really want this person to benefit from the I've
mhm.
gained from this. And the only way you're going to convince them is if you take a small amount of money, invest it into that new concept, and then bring out a large amount of money later, then you've proved it to them. Like, look, I put in $5, and then let's say 5 years later, I brought out $5,000. They're like, wow, I don't know how you did that, but and you're like, well, I just explained it to you. They're like, I don't know how to fit that concept into my brain,
Mm.
and so they don't accept the black box that you've pushed all this content into, but they do accept the outcome. If you can provide the outcome, you look like I spent $1,000 here, now I have $1,000,000, and they're like, I still don't understand it, but I at least know what money is. It's like it's fine. Not
That's
everyone's going to get it.
right. I guess you're right. It does come back to the physical asset, and that's not what I want to do with my crypto. I want to keep my crypto as crypto. I want to be a diamond hand guy. I want to be,
Well, we want crypto to be the new fiat.
hmm
So once that happens, then you won't care about U.S. dollars, and everyone
right.
who's struggling
So it's like
with
I'm
U.S.
basically
dollars will
never
have
going
to
to be able
convert.
to convince this person, huh? It's not going to happen.
Maybe not. Maybe
Okay.
not in this experience. Maybe the next one. But,
Yeah, we'll see.
you know.
All right.
So
We got
yeah.
a couple more minutes. I guess we can plug in a few things. Let's see. Actually, yeah, you want to do that, Jake?
Alrighty. For the prior commentary, we do broadcast on YouTube as well as on other podcasting platforms that are audio only, like Anchor. And if you appreciate our content, we would appreciate a like from you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you appreciate the content enough to continue watching our content, we would appreciate a subscribe on any platform that allows that possibility. Because if you subscribe, you can also hit the notification bell and get updates when we release new podcasts on Wednesdays and Sundays. We also are doing interviews every Thursday until the end of the year, and we actually did an interview today because a person had a scheduling conflict, but that was a good one. That was with LSJIOS, or O 07, pardon me. He's a Raven contributor. We also have a Discord, which you can participate with. If you'd like, the link is in the description below. We're on Patreon for $3, $5, and $10 donations, which are monthly. And if you don't want to do that, you can donate through Binance, Ethereum, Bitcoin, or Basic Attention Token. As I said, all descriptions and links to coin addresses are in the description below.
Below, below. All right. Also, if you know anybody that wants to be on the podcast, we will be opening up the, I guess, the calendar here in a couple of weeks. We're currently full till the end of the year, but yeah, a couple of weeks we're gonna start opening that back up and try to get a whole list again to get some more awesome interviews in crypto because crypto never sleeps and nor do I. uh, yeah. Anything else? We got 1 minute left. Any shout outs? Anything before we close it up?
I really appreciate the Crypto Chill and chat that we did this afternoon. It was really interesting to talk to some of those guys and listen to what they had to say. We got some really interesting looking Raven NFTs that were three-dimensional and interactive.
Dude, those are awesome.
It's called augmented reality Raven imagery, which was really neat to see. I'd never seen stuff like that. I'm really grateful that I was given. Those were, interestingly enough, free NFTs. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I was really not expecting those guys were distributed on. It's funny. I would tell people get themselves download the Zelcore wallet and get yourself some Raven. Then you can join and actually come and join us in our chats and probably receive free NFTs
Yeah.
from these very generous creators out here
Mm-hmm.
who have some of them left. And I know because I have hundreds of thousands of assets in my Zelcore wallet from the distributions that I got before this NFT craze took off.
Yeah.
So
All right.
It's
So with
just me.
that said,
It's just you.
obviously you can connect with us on YouTube. Oh yeah, leave comments for sure. We need comments. Comments are very good to let us know how we're doing on the podcast. Um, Discord, come hang out with us in Discord. That's I'm always there. Twitter has been my new place where I've been at chit chatting with everybody. It's awesome. And what else? Yeah. Or if you're in Silicon Valley, or the Bay Area in California, let me know. We could probably meet up. So yeah. With that said, Kryptonauts. Until next time, stack sats and huddle. Adios.